We intuitively and automatically categorize things into trustworthy and unsafe. One is good for me, one is bad for me. That is something that is in our biology. This means that online shoppers make a decision about whether to trust your store intuitively within the first 3 to 5 seconds of landing on your site. And once they have subconsciously made this categorization, it's very difficult for people to then overcome it. So today, I'm breaking down ways that you can use to build trust in your store with your visitors by using social proof to your advantage. In this video, you will discover which forms of social proof to prioritize for your specific case and situation. You'll learn how to stop wasting time on strategies that aren't right for your specific case and situation. But before that, a bit of trust building from me. I myself, I'm Samuel Larsen, founder of CRO Gurus, where I run a team of 6 specialists and work with dozens of mostly 7-figure stores, optimizing their storefronts for conversion and average order value. Now, reviews themselves are a great form of social proof, but they can only take you so far. And relying on reviews is simply lazy. Your first weapon in building trust beyond reviews is expert proof. And this is best if you can combine expert proof with reviews later on. Because if you think about it, if your potential customers, if they can see experts in your field trusting you, then it will be a lot easier from there for them to purchase. So ask yourself if you have any certifications related to your products. If you have any partnerships with recognized brands or institutions. And if you don't, could you get them? For example, if you are selling skincare products, could you highlight that your formulations are approved by dermatologists? And if you can, this will instantly boost your credibility. Sometimes these are things that can be acquired really inexpensively, because this is very similar to the concept of leveraging borrowed credibility, but you are just being a little bit more proactive with it. And you can use these connections to establish trusted entities in your space to your advantage. You can also think of your supply chain. For example, if you source materials from a well-respected supplier, that can be an advantage. And it is something that can feature prominently. Or if, say, a small blog or a local newspaper mentions your products, you can use that. Showcase that media mention, highlight it, because it is something that you can use as ammunition. Even these small affiliations can signal to customers that your brand exists within this larger ecosystem of trusted relationships. And keeping on the theme of positioning your store and solution as experts, you can also leverage this kind of outside social proof and credibility. And one thing here that we've found a lot of success with is creating a compelling founder story. So all these other things relied on externals, but you always have your story, and you can tell your story in a compelling manner. So here you have your pain point, you have your struggles, and you have your solution. Powerful, connectable. Now, this is something that works specifically well early on, because your store and business is still a bit smaller, and your store doesn't yet have these thousands of reviews vouching for you. So it is your opportunity to step into the spotlight yourself and in a way represent yourself, because others aren't yet doing that for you. And the key concept here is that people trust naturally other people when they are face and name as known. So instead of going for these big faceless brands, you can use the key small business advantage of being personable and likable and approachable. So share why you started business, what problem you're trying to solve, your journey of struggle, and then, of course, what makes you passionate about your products. This human element can create this emotional connection that then bridges the trust gap between you and your customers. So include a photo of yourself, get personal, speak directly to your customers through your About Us page, make them feel like they are buying from a real person with genuine expertise and passion. And it is something that we've seen make a huge difference with new store owners and help them get their first sales before they have accumulated many reviews. Now, as we go about this trust building exercise, we also want to create psychological safety net for our first time buyers. We think of it as a shopper's checklist. It is often an unconscious search and something that doesn't yet happen on the prefrontal cortex because you are not activating your conscious decision making. You're just browsing and autopilot behavioring going through the store. So shoppers, they work by addressing the core questions from these kinds of shoppers checklist when they are visiting a new store and considering a purchase. So questions such as, is this store legitimate? Are they products of high quality? What's their shipping policy? Will they deliver on what they promise? And there's all these hurdles that you need to be able to pass. The bad thing here is that there's a lot of options for the buyers, a lot of competition. And if they have objections, any one of them, if just large enough, will sabotage the sale. However, the good thing is that you have a lot of control over the experience. And anything that is difficult to do is also a possibility for you to shine over your competition. You just need to put in the work to create this environment where making that first purchase feels much less risky. Or you can, of course, hire someone to do it. So before we continue with the rest of the strategies, I recommend you like and subscribe to get more helpful e-commerce tips for merchants like yourself. And if you are running a successful store already, looking to take it to the next level, get in touch. You can do so through WhatsApp links or book a call, link in the description. Now, people need to trust not only your store, but also their decision making. So trusting your store and their decision making to then make the purchase. However, social proof can be used to boost their confidence on their decisions. And we are all herd animals. We are influenced by social proof and the confidence of others. Whether we'd like to admit it or not, this is how we behave. And this is why a powerful technique can be used here of creating a bestseller or a customer favorite collections. And this is something that can help a lot since this taps directly into what psychologists call the bandwagon effect. This is where people are naturally attracted to products that others are buying. And when shoppers see that a certain product is popular, it creates a sense of safety and acceptance. They think, if others are buying this, it must be good. And this makes decisions easier for uncertain customers who might otherwise leave your store and leave without purchasing anything. It is something that I've seen many merchants struggle with, since many people don't make any decisions in their lives in general. They just postpone everything in fear of making a small mistake. This is why urgency actually worked so well before it got over popular, because you have this trigger for people to take action. Now, back to the main point. Most people are trying to just prevent a bad decision way more than they are trying to make good one. And we can help them feel confident, even good, about the bad decision by social proofing it. So I wasn't the only one who was wrong. It was also all these other people. So we use these kinds of strategies, such as user-generated content, a lot as well, because this can display real customers using your products and create this authentic social proof. So you have the option with the collections, with the badges, etc. And then you have the user-generated option. And when potential buyers see people enjoying your products in these more authentic real-world settings, it helps them visualize themselves with those same items and connect to this group of people who are already users of your product. And this type of content also feels more genuine. It feels more believable than professional product photos and can then significantly influence purchasing decisions in a good way. So we've seen something as simple as a branded hashtag and the chance to be featured on your site be something that can motivate many happy customers to share their experiences. I personally like the strategy of using post-purchase email flows here, as this can create virality with just this one-time setup hassle, especially powerful for products like apparel. And then you borrow this credibility, you build your connections, you work on your founder story, and you have your user-generated content. And now it's time to get more out of your actual reviews. So you've ticked all these boxes, and only now are we actually going to the obvious thing, which is the reviews. I want to specifically stress to you that this is about so much more than just installing a review app on your store and then just calling it a day. The strategic placement of reviews is absolutely crucial for you to get the most out of your add to carts. And we've noticed that with our testing, we get excellent results by positioning selected best testimonials at key decision points in the customer journey. So you have the product page, you have the cart page, you have the checkout page that often bring different types of objections compared to, say, top of the funnel pages. And this is our opportunity to prominently feature reviews on product pages, selected ones, and also considering the placement during the checkout when customers might be experiencing those last minute hesitations. Here we make a big distinction between top of funnel and bottom of funnel. The earlier the funnel is, the more generic and explanatory the social proof needs to be. So videos and photos work well here, top of the funnel, whereas shorter images, shorter reviews work well on the bottom of the funnel. So video reviews early in the funnel can be particularly powerful here because they create this deeper connection, and usually a bit more of selling is needed, more introduction, etc. Seeing real people talk about their positive experiences is something that builds this sense of community and trust that using text alone, top of funnel, simply can't match. However, further down the funnel, this trust is already somewhat built, and now you can be more like a sniper. You have that one target, specific objection perhaps, and you have one bullet to do that. You can't cram your site cart or your checkout with the loads and loads of testimonials. Or you could, but it's possible that then people will get lost. So you don't have much time or space for this. So you need to get to kill, and you need to target at most 3 objections with testimonials. And here, one last thing about reviews. Please don't just stop at displaying full reviews in an automated way, because you can do a lot better, and you can extract the most powerful snippets from your testimonials to then create these micro-testimonials, which are short, specific pieces of praise that highlight these particular product features. For example, if someone mentions how comfortable your shoes are or how durable your phone case is, place that specific snippet right next to the product feature it references. And these work so well because bite-sized endorsements provide quick validation exactly where shoppers need that reassurance the most. Okay, so that's it for this video. But a quick recap before we go. So throughout this video, I hope that you've seen that social proof isn't just something that you set it and forget it, go to a beach. It is an ongoing process. It requires consistent effort as your store evolves. You cannot just start sleeping on this because what works for your store today might not be enough a year from now. Things are always in flux. And you want to be on top of things anyway. So for example, responding to reviews actively, whether they're negative or positive. When customers see that you are engaging with their content, it demonstrates that you value their opinions, you're committed to providing excellent service, and this will boost trustworthiness. To zoom out, I've worked with hundreds of Shopify stores, and the most successful ones are the ones that adapt things to their current growth stage. That's why I want to be nuanced here on this channel. You identify what your store is in need of right now, and then implement those strategies first. You watch your store's potential unfold, and then you tweak. Stay open-minded to the changing environment, tweaking what you build, being ready to discard it if it doesn't work for you at some point anymore. Okay, there you have it. Remember to like the video. You can subscribe for more tips on how to succeed as an e-commerce merchant, how to optimize your store. And if you are already running a store, getting at least 50,000 visitors monthly, and wish to let us help you grow your store further, you can book a call with me by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.